Druid, Hunter, Mage, Warlock versus Druid, Mage, Paladin, Warlock. So the big difference here is this Hunter, this Paladin deck. Both of these guys' decks are built pretty much neck and neck. Aside from this, aside from really the Warlock deck, where they kind of have similar styles of strategies where they're going to be life tapping a lot and trying to control the board, but their win conditions are very different. Lifecoach is going to be using Giants. Dethelor is going to be using like Arcane Golem, Power Overwhelming, Faceless Manipulator as his major combo to try to end this game. So Hunter versus Paladin. How does this match up, and who do you think has an advantage?
Oh man. I think Dethelor actually has an advantage. The Hunter aggressiveness can actually just throw Lifecoach for a loop, right? The only aggressive deck Lifecoach has is the Mech Mage, and even that Mech Mage is kind of curved higher, right, with the Pilot Sky Golem. So it's kind of like the Lifecoach kind of thing, to actually curve higher. Yeah.
So you think the higher curve is actually favoring Dethelor in that regard?
I would assume so. And Lifecoach being Lifecoach, I don't think he wants to play the aggressive matchup. So I think he would either ban the Hunter or the Mage here and actually leave the Druid, because Druid is actually one of the ones that are not as aggressive, right? You actually have to wait someplace. So yeah, that is my prediction for this match.
Yeah, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. Like I said, one of the things that I've seen Lifecoach struggle with the most is like just sheer outright aggression that kind of ignores a lot of common game strategies like card advantage and board position, things like that, and really tries to take advantage of the fact that people are playing decks that are going to be a little bit greedier and they're not going to be able to handle that kind of aggression. So it really wouldn't surprise me to see him coup out the Hunter deck for preparation's sake. I don't think that anyone in this tournament was really prepared for face Hunter, and that the matchup he happened to lose was because Rogue matches up pretty well versus face Hunter when it's got anti-Keelbots in the deck. But it's just, gosh, it's tough. I don't know exactly what I want to coup there because the Mech Mage is just so strong.
Mech Mage is pretty strong, but of course, once it runs out of gas, it doesn't have a comeback. It just really relies on the first 4 turns, I think. Like, if the first 4 turns you still have a minion, then you're pretty much good to go. But then if your opponent has a minion, if you have nothing, you're pretty much, you're done. You're done.
Yeah, it's going to rely really heavily on the fact that it has a curve, but that's why it uses some of the strongest minions that are out there and uses a lot of them.
Yeah, every single 3-drop has 4 health, right? Every single 3-drop has 4 health with Spider Tank in Tinkertown, and of course the 4-drops are pretty insane as well. The Shredder, the Death Rattles, and of course I call it the Pepper Spray. I call minions by different names, but it's the Blast Major, yeah.
Pepper Spray.
And you feel really bad about it. Exactly. All right. Well, we'll show the brackets really quickly just to reflect on the changes here. Dethelor is gonna have a default 3-2 over Orange because Orange's net is just down. And we'll get on to the Lifecoach and Dethelor's match as soon as this is ready for you guys. They're just setting up because we just got notified that Orange did indeed have that internet issue. It was pretty unfortunate. I would have loved to see Orange advance a bit further and actually play the last game out, but what can you do? He is still going to finish 4th place, a pretty good accomplishment. Coming from the qualifier bracket even, right? So that is a lot of win there. So that was pretty. Yeah.
Always sad to see someone lose, but someone's got to lose and someone's got to win. And now, time to repeat that. Someone has got to lose and someone has got to win. And this one's going to be Lifecoach versus Dethelor. I'm going to agree with you on this one. You said that you think Dethelor has an advantage. And I actually think he has a pretty distinct advantage. And I think most of it's coming just in the form of him having a Hunter deck that's just going to be purely aggro that is either very likely to draw a coup or just very likely to punish him for not being prepared for it.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. Of course, I think Dethelor's first 3 classes in this screen right now are all very, very aggressive. So, a different playstyle. Maybe he's going to get rewarded. Maybe it is. Actually, the Warlock is also very aggressive in the sense that it combos you at the end with a lot of damage, right? So, I think I'm actually most impressed by Dethelor's deck choices throughout this whole tournament.
Just playing for the win and playing very heavily for the win.
Not playing for the win is they're just playing for his style kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. Just
Mm.
big bursty combos. Get them.
Get him indeed. Hmm. So yeah, we'll just have to wait for the game. We literally have analyzed this matchup over and over. So yeah, we just have to wait for the game to start to actually give you guys more commentary, really.
Really, the one thing I don't know also is how these two Warlock decks line up. It's just between the Giants as a win condition and between Arcane Golem and Power Overwhelming as a win condition. It's like it's really going to go either way and for very different reasons.
That's true. And I mean, that deck also runs double silence, right? So like, even if you have taunts, they're just gonna like pacify you and then just do the combo next turn. It's really hard to give your creatures a taunt again, especially if playing like something like druids or whatnot, right? If they lost the taunt, then it's lost forever. It's not gonna come back.
Very different than the other side of the coin. You do have to worry about giants. So like turn 4 giant can just end the game.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, oh, I don't have a big game hunter for it, so I'm dead. Did.
Well, I mean, back in just before GVG came out in Axe, that how strong because like there's not a lot of responses to like a turn 4 giant, right? That Handlock was just like they just grab wins from everywhere. And now because Dr. Boom is so powerful that everybody includes a copy of BGH, it inadvertently nerfed Handlock.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, one of the bigger things that was holding back Handlock before too was just Hunter's Mark being a 2 of in every single deck, and that deck also having to be the best deck. Game 1 is underway though. It's going to be Mech Mage versus Handlock. No coup used for either player.
Oh man.
Like Clockwork Gnome, Mech Warper, Spider Tank, and Tinkertown Technician for Dethelor. And Molten Giant, Twilight Drake, 2 Defenders of Argus and Hellfire for Lifecoach.
But yeah, well, it's great that the game has started. So yeah, once again, thank you viewers so much for your patience. And we are going to see some exciting games, I believe. But of course, we have to remind you that, of course, that is Lifecoach playing and not Orange. We're going to fix up the UIs for you as soon as we can do that. But just know that is Lifecoach, all right? We're going to tap here. And yeah, Dethelor is just going to put on more pressure for now.
You know, he didn't use his coin on turn 1 to get this Mech Warper and the Clockwork Gnome in play, and I was a little bit surprised by that. Because had he just coined Mech Warper and gone the Clockwork Gnome, he could have potentially had turn 2 Spider Tank.
That's true, but then of course the answer to that is a Dark Bomb, and playing a Clockwork Gnome into a Warlock's turn 2 I think it's really good because they can't Mortal Coil it because they're gonna skip on with Life Tap. So I'm actually okay with that. I'm not too pissed off that he didn't just coin out the Mech Warper.
Emergency Coolant's a really good pickup in this matchup too.
Yeah, definitely. But Lifecoach does pick up one of the answers to that card, which is the Owl. And actually, it is gonna be important, I believe, going down the road. Lifecoach, of course, taking his time. I'm pretty sure he's gonna tap here. Otherwise, it's just gonna be a little bit awkward. I mean, are you really going to Owl something like that? Dethelor standing. I thought he was standing out to stretch out, and why not?
Just goes and gets a cup of tea, comes back. Has a few bites of dinner.
Dinner is pretty good. Well,
yeah, Gul'dan, you think there's so many possibilities. There's actually only 2.
Right. Wait, is Lifecoach really thinking? I hope he's just thinking here. I mean, he has his thinking face on. All right.
Life tap it is.
Yep. After 90 seconds of careful analysis of the board position and over its possible place. Besides,
oh gosh, I love it.
Definitely,
I just
the
love
most
it.
optimal play at this turn 3. Now, once again, we do need to change the overlay. The top is not orange; it is Dethelor. So hopefully, get that changed and be right with it.
6 points of damage crashing across the board, and Lifecoach This is a really tough turn for him because Hellfire is no good right now. So
No,
he's
no,
just
no.
going to snap down this Twilight Drake. Wow, that was a very quick turn given the context of the other ones. But I imagine this emergency cool is going to be getting burned here.
Really? Um, okay, so do you just go face here, ignore everything because you have the fireball in your hand?
Yeah, I think so. I
Oh
don't know.
man.
Maybe you take him down to like 1 instead. No, you'd probably want to take him to like 2 if you could. So you can't take him to, or I'm sorry, to 12 instead. So like Mech Warper, Snow Chugger, and then Emergency Coolant,
Emergency Trulant.
and then attack for 6. It looks like.
For 6? Attack
Yeah,
for
you want.
8. 9, 9, 9, right? Yeah, just go in. YOLO it.
I mean,
YOLO!
that's fine too. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, here's a Molten Giant and here's an Argus. So, that's how much health? That's 19 health worth of taunts. So
I mean, this is
does
one.
orange cheese. Does Dethelor actually have 19 health worth of damage? Here?
I mean, this is one of the reasons why I think putting him at 12 is okay. Is because then he's forced to taunt up just the Twilight Drake.
Right. All right.
And
So
now
what
at
is
this
good?
point,
What if
well-
you sacrifice the Clockwork Gnome on the Giant and get a reversing switch?
well, I think that's pretty much one of your only outs right now, in terms of just directly ending the game this turn.
Is it? Yeah, I guess you have to pay at the price when you're greedy. Do you get rewarded for greed?
So it's a finicky cloak field instead.
Wow. Imagine if the finicky cloakkeeper can be used on your opponent's creatures. Wouldn't the bat be the most busted card ever?
You just stealth your opponent's creature and attack through.
Just like a mini silence, right?
I think that's why it doesn't do that.
Of course not. That would be sick. That'd be just brutal. Yeah, I guess Dethelor does get a little bit punished by this. I'm pretty sure the Chugga is gonna find a target here, just to limit Lifecoach's plays. Probably. Okay, there you go. And the Yeti's gonna come down here. Does he hold back on this Clockwork Gnome?
I don't think it should be. I don't see any reason to. We should just. I think it's just playing everything here. If anything, I would probably cloak feel on my mechanical Yeti.
Oh, that's interesting. But hey, unfortunately for Lifecoach, if he does use Hellfire to clear the board, he's dead. So that is not a good option. Oh
I'm
man.
gonna have to find another game plan. 2 potential cog parts here too.
That's true. So I think you just start with the Mortal Coil, right? I mean, you're gonna play the Belcher anyways. If you find a Molten Giant, you can taunt that up instead. So yeah, I think Coil is really good here. Hmm.
Yeah, it's really tough to figure out exactly what you would want to draw off coil that changes your plays too.
Mm-hmm.
Or
And of
anything
course,
you draw off life tap. I don't see life tapping.
Yeah, and Dethelor obviously doesn't have the Nos Dormu that pops up for Sneasel Shredder. That would be terrible for Lifecoach. We saw that happen before the Kingwin tournament. Oh man. Man, was that something. Alright, here is when Lifecoach can act. Because it's the rope. Alright, here's the thing, and Lothar.
Oh, Lothep's not a bad pickup, but I think he
Not
needs
a
an
bad
extra
pickup, but
taunt
not now. Yeah, maybe later. Does analyze that Sludge Belcher is definitely the player.
Oh, and Frostbolt gets picked up, and Dethelor is going to win game 1 on the back of his sheer aggression. 9 points of damage over the taunts, and just like that, Lifecoach is going to drop game 1. Wow. I was sitting here trying to figure out exactly how these attacks work and what's the best way to do them, but you know what? The attack that works best is just 9 to the dome when they're at 9. Pass the taunts. I don't even need minions for this. Let's just get it over with. And go just like a band-aid, just right off. And now they're on to game 2. Wow, what a top deck.
That deserved a clappy, I believe. Yeah, good for Dethelor. That's the hand lock down. And yeah, once again, You see how hard it is for Mech Mage to actually beat a handlock? You just need to cheese something out like that, you know? Right? Super cheesy.
Wow, that was unbelievable. Where do you go here for your life coach now? Because we know that Paladin's not very good against this mech mage. You said you thought Ramp was pretty good versus it, but he's not playing Ramp. He's playing a fast druid, and
Right?
he's got his own mech mage, and he's got mad scientist in there instead of what looked like instead of a spider tank.
Right?
Um,
I think mirror entity is like pretty interesting against the mirror matchup because your opponent can just play a Cogmaster or like a Clockwork Gnome and just nullify it, right? But at the same time, if they don't have those creatures and it's turn 4 and they have the Shredder and the Yeti, you really can throw a wrench on them. And of course, Kazan Mystic is like one of those cards where nobody really plays in the tournament just yet. So we'll see. Because I actually expected Kazan Mystic to be played a lot more.
yeah, Kazan Mystic, it strikes me as one of those cards where like I thought it was a lot better than it originally was.
Mm-hmm.
So it just ends up not being good at all. And like even times I've played it, like when I steal secrets from people with it, it doesn't feel like it's very good. I'm like, okay, I have 4/3 and I have his explosive trap.
Right, but isn't that really, really good? Because that's the only way to mess up your opponent's plans. I mean, stealing your opponent's explosive trap not only enables you to, for example, attack that turn and keep your minions alive, right? You also have your own explosive trap, so your opponent has to play kind of around that. I think Kazan Mystic, when it hits really strong, but the times when it hits is really rare because 2 out of 9 classes use secrets, or 2 out of 8 because who want to count priest as a class. So 2 out of 8, so 25%. And even in those matchups, like sometimes you just don't have it when you need it. You get what I mean? So that's like another 25% chance on top of the 25% chance. It's pretty bad. So that's why I don't think it's safe played. But when it hits, I think it's really strong.
That is definitely some Amaz math.
Oh,
I don't know what you just said. I really have no idea what we're talking about. What I do know is that Life Coach is down 1-0, and that he has to queue up his next deck to win his next game. You also didn't count Paladin. I don't know if that was on purpose or on accident either.
No. There's 8 classes. If
Yeah,
there's
there's
no
Mage, there's Hunter, and there's Paladin.
What?
You didn't count Paladin. You said 2. You said 2 out of 8.
No Paladins do secrets. Are you kidding me?
That's what I mean. You didn't count Paladin.
Okay, you know what? I guess if you say that, you technically count priests as well because they have thought steal, right? I mean, priests use more secrets than paladins do in constructed. Yeah. Let me guarantee you that. Okay, let me guarantee. Priests has used more secrets than paladins. So yeah. All right. Well, looks like hopefully we get to see the classes picked soon.
What do you think Lifecoach is going to go with here? I still think I feel like he's going to coup this mech mage, and I don't know why people aren't cooing mech mage. It's like obviously it's been beating everyone. It's like been the class that everyone's losing to so far.
Right.
I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, maybe it's because I'm watching every single game happen.
Mm-hmm.
But mech mage seems like it's just been absolutely dominant.
Yeah, I mean they want to coup druid, right? Do they want to coup druid, or do they really want to look at the matchup on the mulligan screen and really want to kind of do that instead, like play around that? I'm not really sure myself.
I would just be cooing mech mage. It's what's been beating everyone. Like you're like, okay, what's been beating everyone? Mech mage. Okay, coup mech mage. Like, am I thinking not enough about this? Maybe.
I don't know. Well, I mean that's definitely a strategy, right? Actually, when I actually played the IEM Shenzhen tournament, actually, no, I mean that's not IEM Shenzhen. Actually, a very recent tournament, maybe the Millennium House Cup tournament. I actually went to it, knowing that a lot of people are gonna bring Harrison Jones, right? Because back then there was a pretty weapon meta with warriors being really strong and hunters being really strong. So I actually bought 4 classes that didn't use weapons, and then stick to that plan. Every time somebody had a non-weapon class, I would just ban it because I literally had Harrison Jones in every single one of my decks. And if you have a game plan, then you can stick with it. But the coup system, what it does enable is that you can actually play around your opponent's decks and actually look at matchups that way. So a little bit more reactive. But yeah, it just opens up another play. I think what you have right now is more attuned to the normal ban system, where you have a game plan going forward to the game. But the crew system does reward some kind of reactive measures.
I still like the coup system. I think it's best.
Wait, okay.
Coup system, best system.
All right. Well, Dethelor's cam is it's kind of slow, so unfortunately he's gonna disable it for now. But yeah, Lifecoach is gonna choose this next deck against the Dethelor's mech mage that is just very very dominant over this whole tournament. So we'll have to see.
Gosh, I still would love to see him coup.
Mm-hmm.
If he doesn't coup, I think it means he's going for Druid.
Yeah, I would assume so. Yeah.
Then he's gonna coup the deck that queues up against that.
Mm-hmm.
I've been wrong before though. Only once or twice though.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. we'll just have to wait for the game to load, really. So yeah. The game actually have started, and we're waiting for the players to invite. Yeah. Once again, thank you so much, guys, for you guys' patience. I mean, we are waiting for the games as well. I'm pretty sure that the next tournament will definitely consider going to an offline tournament instead and doing pre-recorded matches. Yeah. What do you think about that, Admirable?
I'm not really sure what I feel. Pre-recorded matches, it's not quite the same because you're not seeing it in live time. But like, if the matches have been recorded like while the metagame was still relevant and it was still brand new and no one's seen it before and there's no spoiler alerts and everything, it feels like the same tournament to me. The difference is you have like a more fluid structure and you don't have little hiccups that happen. I mean, like, it's basically if something can go wrong, it will go wrong. Is sort of the the thought behind it, and it seems to be the case in just every single live production I've been a part of. Like, if something could go wrong, it definitely can't go wrong. So you play in for the best that you can and go forward from there. It's just
especially with like a not really a controlled environment. You have to rely on all the other players' computers to be good and internet be stable and whatnot. So yeah, if
not
it's
like
a
a LAN
live
event.
event, it's like a LAN event, then I think everything's super controlled. So here we are gonna see Lifecoach versus Dethelor's Hunter. Oh, wait, what?
How on earth is it versus his hunter deck?
Oh, because we have a coup, huh? I guess the coup
Oh,
was.
that's definitely a possibility. Yeah, he queued up Paladin, queued the mech mage, and then we had a coup take place at some point.
Oh, no wonder it actually took so long for this game to load, huh? Because they already. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. I mean, both players are kind of playing like it was normal, so we're gonna assume that a coup was used. So yeah, the mech mage is couped from Dethelor. We don't really know if Dethelor couped anything from the Lifecoach. So yeah, let's see.
Let me think.
Not a lot of action here in Lifecoach's turn 3. This is just like it's like nothing.
You
You can attack Undertaker, which is good.
Yeah, but then I mean, Lifecoach does remember that this is the super hyper aggressive deck, right?
I mean, I'd imagine he knows that.
Yeah, I mean, throwing up this 3/3 isn't that bad then, right?
I don't think so. I mean, I probably would tend to play it here.
Let me think.
All right, so yeah, once again, we do have a confirmation that Lifecoach did coup Dethelor's mech mage. So we will update the visuals to reflect that afterwards.
Do you think he's just going for the Glaive Zook?
Oh yeah, why not? And
right.
Kill this off. Do you want the 1/1 for free, or do you want the 2 damage to the face?
I don't know why any of this damage has gone to minions.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me personally. You just burn them, right? That's the entire deck.
Yeah, but then at the same time, you don't want them to trade upwards for your minions, right? I mean, especially early turns. I mean, if not, then why not just play the abusive and just go in, right?
I think that's what he's thinking about.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I guess the abusive does come out and just
Yep.
force the dome.
Going in.
Going in indeed. Consecration.
Isn't like too exciting right now. I mean, you clear off 3 damage on the board. With
I mean, 4 damage, right? And then you also kill one of the spiders. But oh man, I mean, you also have another board clear of pyro equality. But the point is, like, this hunter does not care what you do. It's just gonna be phase after phase after phase, right?
Yeah, we thought that he wasted 2 of that damage.
Oh. Oh man. So yeah, what this is actually a hard turn. So you could play the Aldor on the spider to change it back to 1 attack.
Gosh, just none of these plays look appealing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely not very much. I mean, the Harrison Jones is good if it was 4 mana. So yeah, I guess the Aldor does need to come down here. It just needs to stop the aggressiveness.
I think it's just probably one of his best ones.
Yep. So now over at Dethelor side, not the most exciting turn, I would assume. You do want to use your hero power as much as possible.
He needs to start weaving in hero powers a lot. And in fact, that was something I was going to touch on. That I actually was a little bit surprised that he did do earlier. Oh my gosh, he doesn't use the charge of the weapon either.
Right. So Harrison Jones is effectively an Earthly Ring Farseer for 2. And draws a card. That's a pretty good deal. He's the new auctioneer. Gets the best deals everywhere.
I mean, I really cannot imagine not playing the Harrison Jones this turn.
Yeah, I mean, it's the odd number turn, right?
Your opponent's just, I mean, they're just wide open.
Yeah. So, yeah, it seems like Harrison Jones is the only play. I'm trying to consider if Consecrate is worth it, but yeah, it's not worth it. Even though he cleared the board, right?
I think it's just like last turn. Like it just wasn't worth it the last turn. It isn't worth it this turn. And actually, I like that he's going aggressive too because your opponent's still got a beast on the board. You don't really have to do a lot to clear this out. Like you can kind of bide your time. Second Ironbeak Owl gets picked up for Dethelor.
Oh god, that's exactly what you do not want to see. Well, seems like the hero power is gonna come down here. Do you want to Arcane Golem this fast into the game? I don't really think so.
Yeah, I
Your
think
opponent can really make use of the mana crystal that you give him.
Yeah, like going from 7 to 8 and into a 9 is not so bad, but going from like 6 to 7 into an 8 is just like awful.
Okay, yeah, just a little bit of a number play there. What do you do here then if you have a trap? I mean, pretty sure it's explosive, and there's no Eagle Horn bow to buff it. So don't you just want to proc it ASAP?
Probably. I mean, he certainly at some point wants to consider getting the board cleared a little bit. Like this actually might be like a turn where he can use Consecration. So, but if like say he attacks with Aldor Peacekeeper, triggers this explosive trap, and then he plays Wild Pyromancer and consecrates the board, he's gonna lose his Aldor Peacekeeper.
Yeah, that would suck. But if he is gonna do that, he's just gonna attack with the Aldor Peacekeeper first in the face, right?
I imagine so.
Yeah. Well, what do you think about Harrison clearing the spider here, and then Consecration, and then Aldor to the face? It actually lives.
That's okay too. You lose 5 damage that way.
Yeah, but man, I mean, are you really? Can you like that way? Actually, you don't lose any damage.
Well, he's got to do something.
Yeah, so there it is. The thing is, like, because the Aldor survived, actually it's gonna give you more damage over turns,
Wow, he's just gonna play Pilot Shredder and actually just start Dome Busted too.
Oh, that's good because the board effectively is only 2 damage, so it's not that insane. And another explosive trap for Dethelor here. That is pretty brutal. Oh, doing a
Wait, what? Why did he attack that way?
Because he might want to do a bluff. Right? You might want to bluff. Is that a good thing to do?
Well, I don't know. What is he bluffing?
Bluffing the explosive trap to be like a freezing trap instead. But then he kills the 1/1 as well, which is kind of weird, right? Or maybe even bluffing a snake trap, for example. You know, like if he left the 1/1 alive and didn't play this Silverback Patriarch and just play the trap instead, Lifecoach might just attack the face with a 1/1, right? And then have bad news. So that was what I was thinking.
I actually don't know what he was thinking with his play.
Huh. All right, so he's gonna coin out the trap as well. And do you think the Lifecoach is ahead now? Because I think he's still a little bit behind.
As soon as he gets his board under control, he's gonna be way ahead. But he's got to get the board under control first.
Okay. So would it just be, clear the explosive trap right now, just kill the Harrison off, and then just muster and get ready for a big turn? Are you scared of Unleash the Hounds at all?
I don't think so. The muster for battle may not be the play though. Like sort of going consistently with his line. I think it's something like Pilot Shredder or finally using, like, say he doesn't want to trigger the explosive trap this turn. He could just run Pilot Shredder into this Silverback Patriarch. If it's something like Snake Trap, he doesn't really care. If it's something like Freezing Trap, he does care, but there's not really much you can do about it at that point.
Yeah, I mean, with that play, it does kind of mean that. Oh, you see the mind games?
Not particularly. I think he knows it's explosive trap at this point.
Yeah. But because he played it that way, he forced the Shredder to trade with the Silverback instead. You get what I mean? It might have messed Lifecoaches up, because wouldn't it be better if Lifecoach just hit the Harrison with the Silverback and then Shredder to the face?
Sort of. I thought he was going to clear this turn because he's got. Okay, now this I don't understand if he does that. I don't know. I don't know how to explain this. He doesn't want to trigger the explosive trap because he wants to be at a super safe position before he goes into lay on hands. Because once he lay on hands, he's going to be in really great shape.
Okay.
So I think the Silverback Patriarch attack is fine, but I thought afterwards he was going to keep complete control of the board so it just doesn't take any damage. Because here, it's like he's not actually dead to anything other than kill command, abusive sergeant, or like kill command, arcane shot or something weird like that.
Okay.
But I feel like he could have done this a lot more efficiently, and I feel like Dethelor's last turn was just really off point.
Right.
He just kind of did it a little bit inefficiently. Regardless of which, Lifecoach down to 10. So I mean, this is the turn that he's been waiting for basically the entire game, where he takes almost complete control. But he's going to figure out exactly how all the secrets affect him and what he can do to play around him first.
Right. If it's definitely not a snake trap, it's definitely not a freezing. So it's not snipe because you just played something. Could be misdirection. That's the last one that you need to play around. But yeah, I mean, misdirection is pretty rare. Don't really see that happening.
I could definitely see a misdirection being in here.
Well, lay on hands is gonna come down. Gonna see Lifecoach is gonna see what he's gonna draw first and then play around that instead. He is playing 2 quartermasters and
he's got 2 copy of Lay on Hands in this deck.
Oh.
Wow. That is unreal.
Yep. Alright, he's gonna hit the sciences. I'm pretty sure trap is not gonna come out here. Lifecoach might be overthinking this a little bit because I just think they run 2 explosives. Nothing's gonna happen here.
Yep, that's exactly what the case is. And he's gonna continue to pass.
Interesting.
So I feel like he's got this game basically on lock at this point. He's got 8 more points of health, plus the True Silver Champion in his hand. I mean, he's got 12 points of heal, and Dethelor is basically down to nothing.
Well, it's still 3 damage a turn, I guess. A little bit of chippy. If you play the Lena Highs, of course, you don't establish anything. You're just waiting to die again, right? So every turn that Lifecoach actually, plays out is actually so much closer to like to just defeat Lifecoach having just waiting to die, right?
Yeah, he does have to begin the assault at some point, which is like really surprising to me that he hasn't popped the trap yet.
Yeah. I mean, oh man, the Harrison turn on the silverback and then proccing the trap with the shredder just seems like such a missed opportunity if anything.
It definitely would have given him a better result.
Yeah. So here, would you, man, I don't know what's going on through Lifecoach's head. You have 10 cards. And yeah, the world is yours, really.
All right, so now he finally decides to start attacking, which is like really peculiar to me, because I feel like he could have just done this like 4 turns ago.
Yeah, but why don't you want to, you get a free minion right now? Like, eat a free minion with the shredder right now first, before attacking with the 2/3.
I think he's going to consecrate, is why.
Oh, okay.
I wonder.
I think he's going to consecrate. I mean,
Consecrate into True Silver? That's actually fine, yeah.
it's a little bit of bad news.
Well, I think he must have expected it, and come on. It's not bad news when you know what it is. Or, well, kinda.
So I don't think there's really anything that Dethelor is going to be able to do to get him out of this situation. He's down to 9. He's facing all the damage in the world. Eaglehorn Bow. It's going to give him 7, 8, 9 points of damage. If these life totals were reversed, maybe. But right now he's facing down 9, so he's got to expend Arcane Golem on one of these minions.
Yep, to live. And that kind of sucks. Yeah.
Oh, that's ugly.
You basically know that you win if they actually use Arcane Golem. Wait, actually, you know what? If Dethelor draws a kill command,
Well, Lifecoach has got to fail to see the lay on hands in his hand.
and he also has to fail to attack it with the weapon, which is...
Yeah.
Oh, actually, no. Attack
The weapon's not enough.
Yeah. Oh, man. You're right. Yeah. Everyone's actually had to lay on hands here to actually prevent a lethal draw from Dethelor.
I wonder.
Oh, man. This is pretty tense. Usually you do not want to lay on hands when you have that many cards, right? But that's the winning play.
Yeah, it's really there's just nothing you could possibly die to at this point other than kill command.
Right.
That's it. Dethelor throwing in some emotes there.
Right.
I mean, I suppose you could be weighing the option of not revealing a second lay on hands.
Right, but you're winning
There
the game.
it is, and now the game is 100%.
Good job, Lifecoach. That is the correct move. You're gonna
nothing.
get rewarded by it. All right, there we
Nothing
go.
deals infinity points of damage from a hunter's deck with Iron Peak Owl and another card, or even just 2 cards for that matter. I don't think there's a 2-card combination that ever deals as much damage. Unleash the Hounds gets picked up, it's not going to be enough. He's got 2 copies of Muster for Battle in his hand and a Consecration, so multiple ways to deal 3 points of damage, and no way to stave it off as Dethelor. So Lifecoach going to tie this series up 1-1. Man, this one was like really close. 2 lay on hands.
Well played. Well played.
2 lay on hands is crazy.
Yeah, it actually healed him above the health that he needed to, right? So yeah, that was really good.
I wonder why he's running 2 lay on hands. Like, do you really need the heal and the card draw that much?
I don't know. Is it that back to that thinking where you just really need to draw the first one?
I mean, that's definitely a possibility where it's like, you don't always have to make use of all 30 cards in your deck. Sometimes they serve as quite literally to draw 1 as soon as possible.
I'm pretty sure that 90% of the games in Hearthstone end before the 20th card is drawn, for example, right? Or even the 15th card is drawn.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like games actually end pretty quickly. So if you can actually draw that card, then you're good to go, right? I mean, would you put 2 Ragnaruses in your deck?
Well, yeah, I would just build my decks differently then.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's definitely a thing. So with the epics, which is kind of close to legendaries, sometimes you just want 2 of them, like Doomhammer, right? Doomhammer is was it Chalky special?
He was the first person I saw to play 2 Doomhammers in a competitive setting.
Right,
He
right.
played 2 at stage 2, and it was just literally he wanted to draw 1 on turn 5 and start getting them.
Yeah, and see Story Cup, there was a lot of players that played double Doom Hammer, so that was the thing. All right, back to the game here though. Dethelor is Hunters is gonna fall to, of course, Life Coach's Paladin, and Paladin is gonna face against either Druid or Warlock here. If Dethelor doesn't like the matchup, he can of course use the coup himself, and yeah, we'll see if he actually does get to use this power.
I imagine he's going with Warlock here. I'm curious to see how the deck actually lines up versus Paladin, though. Looking for those gigantic endgame bursts and try to control the game in the meantime. I feel like you're going with Warlock here.
Warlock against Paladin. Yeah, definitely. But then Life Coach is running 2 equalities, right? Life Coach's deck is really weird. 2 Quartermasters, 2 Sky Golems, 2 equalities, and 2 Lay on Hands. Like,
Yeah, well, remember though, Dethelor's he's playing the Faceless Manipulator Arcane Golem version. He's not playing like giants.
oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so all the qualities and stuff don't have nearly as big of an impact, I would imagine,
Right.
as they normally would. So it looks to me like he's just going to take this matchup. This is a pretty decent opening hand, I would say too.
Yeah. But for definitely 2 Hellfires is definitely what you want to see. So, oh, actually, mulligan one of them. Doesn't really need a second copy. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised by that. I think I would have liked to see him keep both the Hellfires.
Yeah, me too. Well, Life Coach doesn't have to play this matchup, and that's one of the combos that could be very, very explosive, of course.
Yeah, he's already got 1. He's already got 2 of the pieces in his hand.
All right, Life Coach is gonna analyze his plays right now. Well, I guess there are 2 plays, right? Hero power or not to hero power. Right?
Yeah, not hero powering here seems great.
Oh,
That's
plays
an
in the Mortal
excellent
Coil,
play,
right?
Amaz.
I don't want to play it in Mortal Coil. That's terrible.
Really, the key to thinking there is to not give information to your opponent of whether or not you have a 2-drop.
Sure. And why not? The game rope is yours, right? Is your 90 seconds. You can do whatever you want with it. Here's a possible muster for battle turn, but then if he does muster of battle, he actually gives up one of these silver hand recruits, don't you think? Because you could have recruited anyways. So effectively, the muster of battle is just summoning 2 1/1s. Does that make sense? Sometimes I feel like it's that way.
I feel like it's usually always worth it.
Always use it worth it to just muster turn 3 and just go for it.
I just like getting them.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Because the other thing too, though, is if like say, like you don't muster for battle this turn, and then you have to play True Silver next turn,
Okay.
you're never gonna get your muster for battle in until way later in the game.
Yeah, that's true. Alright, Left Coach does agree with you and actually plays the muster for battle here, hitting the hitting the floor a little bit, but whoa! That's a guaranteed steal from a microchip tech.
I actually don't know if I like that or Twilight Drake better.
Yeah, maybe Twilight Drake is a little bit better. Because if you Twilight Drake now and your opponent plays something else, then you can just mind control it instead. And oh, the Hellfire is gonna come out. Doesn't want to see all these 1/1s hitting the face.
Yeah. Oh, right on time too.
That's a pretty good draw.
Piloted Shredder is such a good minion. I feel like I haven't talked nearly enough about this card.
All right.
It's just like how much more can you ask for? The Chill and Yeti was already good, and now you've separated 2 of the health into a second body. This card's just super Harvest Golem.
Super Harvest Golem. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, the randomness doesn't really nearly affect anything as much. For example, right? It's the average is a 2/2. The low average, I guess, the high average is like a 2/3 or 3/2. That's pretty insane. And even some 2/2s or some even 1/3s have an effect of them, right? You have like Mana Addict. You have like Master Swordsmith and stuff like that. I don't know. Like the value of this card is pretty insane.
Plus the dust value. Like if you get a Nat Paggle or something off that, that's 3,200 dust.
Oh, a golden one, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Craft 2 legendaries in 1 card.
Wow, he's still gonna go with shield and minibot and the token though.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, the Hellfire
Second
comes
Hellfire
in.
gets picked up.
Very good, very good. Twilight Drake is probably going to see play here.
So did he intend to quartermaster? Oh, wow, and he picks up Iron Beak Owl.
I don't think he intends to Quartermaster now.
No, quartermaster's way better than dealing 7 damage with an Iron Beak Owl.
Oh man, and you also have a weapon to clear very, very easily. Of course, if Lifecoach is aware of what Dethelor plays, he actually does need to put in damage, right? There's no such thing as Molten Giants. There's no such thing as like a Jiraxis even. Maybe there might be anti-Q bots here and there, but yeah, you want to deal damage.
That's what I'm really curious about, is if he actually knows what this deck list is.
Oh really? Yeah, that's true because I guess Dethelor didn't really play any cards to really give it out that this is a Arcane Golem deck, I guess, right?
Yeah, so I mean, so far it's just looked like a standard handlock deck that didn't draw a giant.
Mm-hmm.
I must move quickly. Reporting for duty.
Really peculiar that Lifecoach not only continues to keep his life total afloat, but plays around mind control tech as well.
That's right. Very interesting. Over at Dethelor side, 5 mana. Belcher is probably the play here. I mean, the other things don't really look as interesting. So there it is. Back over to the Lifecoach side, BGH.
Yeah, it's not bad timing because there's that Doctor Boom on the other side of the board.
That's a pretty good top deck for later. So how do you kill this off? I mean, if you're playing around Mind Control Tech last turn, is there a reason for you to not play around Mind Control Tech this turn? So
That's always feels like my concern with just playing around mind control tech in general, is
Uh-huh.
that you always get yourself in board states where the next turn you just like you can't play around it. That's why I'm so reluctant to very often play around simple things like that, is because unless you can consistently play around them, there's no reason to play around it. So it requires a lot of foresight in that regard to
Right.
adequately play around stuff like that. And I typically tend to just forego it. Here he does have a way to keep playing around it.
Yep.
I mean, this is just totally fine, but again, this Pilot Destroyer's been in his hand for such a long time now, which is that was really the stranger play to me, was how he continued to hold on to the Pilot Shredder and played the Shielded Minibot, because the Shielded Minibot is a lot easier to develop than Pilot Shredder is.
Mm-hmm. Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, so he wants to keep these guys on the board so he can Quartermaster next turn.
No, actually, yeah, you're right. Okay.
That's going to be his big turn to forego playing around Mind Control Tech anymore. Is going to be the 3rd token and the Quartermaster.
And TQ is played in this deck, and of course Hellfire is just gonna wipe the board, set it up for a very good Dr. Boom next turn. Yeah. That's how it's gonna work.
This finally looks like a point where now he's going to get to play Pilot Shredder. It's so crazy. Like he makes all these plays that are, they line up a little bit differently than you would picture they do, and then they always end up working out for him.
Yeah. So here, Lifecoach does finally have the option again to play the Pilot Shredder. Follow that up with Hero Power. That seems like a pretty strong play. He could also use the Quartermaster right now to gain value off of that, and effectively summon like a 5/8 that's split across 2 creatures. Not as not as strong as a 5/8, but 5/8 would have stats.
He's got the Kel'Thuzad in his hand too, so there's really not that big of a deal behind just playing the Big Game Hunter and the Pilot Shredder down now. And if he sees something like Big Game Hunter, he just runs both of his guys into. I'm sorry, if he sees something like Doctor Boom, he just runs both of his guys into the Doctor Boom and drops Kel'Thuzad.
Yeah. So I guess the Shredder is just a little bit better because the Death does come back, right? And the Quartermaster buff does not come back if the KT is the case.
Right.
So there you go. And Zombie Chow for Dethelor. Not the greatest. So it's turn 7. Well, turn 7.
Dr. Balance.
Dr. Balance. But you know what? Dr. Balance is actually quite balanced. It's just going to get removed, actually.
Yeah, it's just fine. It's just worth a lot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's fine.
possibilities.
Would you actually consider if for example Dethelor plays that Dr. Boom, would you consider hitting with your weapon and the Shredder And then if the bomb actually kills the 2-drop and you play KT, the 2-drop also comes back and the Shredder also comes.
It's tough. Whoa, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Wait,
That's 2 damage off lethal.
2 damage off
Yep.
lethal.
If he had 1 more mana, he was able to kill him.
Wait, what? Why is it 2? Oh yeah, it is 2. God damn it.
It's like, well, you add 2, and then you add 2.
Oh man.
What does that get you for?
So yeah, would you hit with the weapon here?
Probably not. I mean, I imagine just playing Big Game Hunter, and then I probably am playing Quartermaster anyway, just to get some board presence.
Okay. Oh,
Whoa.
oh. Wait, no. Well, I guess it makes sense, right? Because he wants the 1/1 to actually maybe soak a bomb, maybe. Oh, playing minions first before activating the bombs. Actually, is he even activating them at all?
I don't think he's gonna attack the bombs.
Yeah, just let the opponent deal with it. But now, of course, this is open to MC Tech, and we might see something nice here.
Just let them figure it out. Siphon Soul gets picked up. This looks to me like it's definitely going to be an MC Tech turn, coupled with Anti-Keelbot to start recovering this board position.
And the MC Tech takes. Oh.
Oh, I think it's actually the worst target. I think it's actually the worst target of the 4 that are out there too. It seems to be a common theme with mind control tech. Is either the very best or the very worst.
I think Strefko did disagree with you there.
Well, he got the very. Oh, and the Boombot. Not only does it go for face, but it only hits for 1.
That is the worst situation ever. Well, unless your opponent's at 1 health, right? Man, try again. You have another chance. Okay, we'll go for the left one this time.
Oh,
that
picked that one up. So
That
very, very nice pickup there from Dethelor. Gonna heal back up to 14, but he is facing down 11 points of damage still.
Oh, how good does KT feel?
Lifecoach once again though is 1 damage off lethal. It's the 2nd turn in a row. He actually really needs to kill something with that Boombot.
Yeah, if that Boombot actually missed, it would have been lethal, huh? But yeah, I mean, right now KT looks really strong. Are you really scared of the combo? Like, at 9 mana, the most damage that you can take is 16, I believe. And then the next turn is 24. So 16 is still safe. Still fine.
I gotta believe he's KTing here if he did that.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
jeez.
what happens if there's a second mind control attack?
Oh my gosh, so much being summoned back for him.
Alright. Oh, I have to imagine it's a Siphon Soul turn.
Oh, I mean, what else can you do?
I mean, nothing.
I think there's some merit to life tapping, but
You could also Dark Bomb the Shredder first. Maybe there's a Doomsayer and it just does the work for you. You know?
we just always think of Doomsayer, I think, more than like any other people out there as far as Pilot Shredder is concerned.
Yeah.
We are never gonna get got by the Doomsayer Shredder.
No, never. We're not gonna be surprised by it. Yeah, we called it, you know. Oh, double
hands.
lay on hands.
I gotta believe Tyrion's better here though.
Tyrion's better?
Maybe you're a little bit afraid of second mind control tech.
Right?
He's gonna put his faith in the light instead. And Lifecoach, a dominant board position. I don't know what on earth Dethelor could try to get out of this.
Oh,
He gets part of his combo, but he's gotta get past his taunt first though.
Uh-huh.
He doesn't have a way to do it really.
Don't think that's gonna happen, you know. No, you just can't remove the Ashbringer, right? No matter what you do. So
I mean,
is
he
it
can face his
really-
manipulator and then play the sludge belcher, but then he loses like all of his momentum from combo potential.
Oh my
If he
god.
siphon souls, he goes to 11, and then he takes 9, 11, 13, takes 15 on the backswing. That's not sustainable.
No.
If he just casts sludge belcher, Oh gosh, I don't. I think he may have to go for the Dark Bomb Doomsayer here. That may be his only out.
Oh man. Well, it is an out after all, right? Maybe like there's about what I would venture to say 50 something minions that are two drops. Oh wow. Goes for the steal here or the copy. And the Belcher comes up as well. So does Lifecoach have lethal here?
So he attacks his shield in for 1. Shredder 1, 2. No, he's just barely off. I think. He
Yeah,
doesn't
a
have,
little
he doesn't
bit
have quite
off.
enough lethal, but he can dismantle this board position.
Yeah. Wait, actually, he might have lethal, because if he actually kills the Tyrion with his own Tyrion, then oh, you can't kill your own Tyrion. Never mind, I lied.
Wait, why
Right,
can't he?
because, but no, if you kill your own Tyrion, then you can also get Wind Fury, right? Because you can attack immediately with the weapon, but you can't because of Divine Shield. So there's actually no way you can kill your own Tyrion right now.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder.
So yeah,
If you
There's
lay on
like,
hands into equality, is that going to be enough? 1 and
it
there.
has
1
to do
there.
quality.
No, not even close.
Not really cool. Not
Wait.
quite.
Okay, so he's going to use the Tyrion to attack the other Tyrion. I think is just what he's concluded.
Uh-huh.
Move quickly.
Boom.
Attacking with the Shredder. Okay, Curse Alchemist, that's safe. That's a safe card.
Boom. 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 It's been a long day.
Yeah, it has.
Mortal Coil's mixed up, and I don't think. Once again, I don't think there's anything Dethelor can do to get out of this one. I mean, he's gone to the ends of the earth to make sure that he has a chance to win this one, and I think in the end, it's just Paladin has been too much for him to deal with.
Yeah. I mean, Twisting Nether a bit earlier would have been better, right? It would have been better.
Just
No,
twisting.
no,
the
this big one's Twisting Nether. What are you talking? Oh! That's a bit too late. Yeah, that's a bit too late.
Yeah, he can get up to 7, but it's not quite enough.
Yeah.
Wait. He can Dark Bomb too. So if
No,
he
he
delays
can't.
that. Oh no, he's 1 mana off.
Yeah. Immortal Cord already, right?
I wonder.
So I think this is it. You could Nah, you can't. No. It's unfortunate. So Ashbringer.
You can attack Tyrion with your own Ashbringer and give Lifecoach a 2-1 lead in the series. That's exactly what you could do, and that's exactly what he did. Excellent play there at the end by Dethelor. That was magnificent, attacking the Ashbringer right into the Tyrion. I frankly didn't see a better play.
Oh man. And of course we all know what Gul'dan says when he attacks, right, Admirable?
Right.
Okay, good. Of course he says suffer when he attacks. Awesome. Alright, so now of course Dethelor is down to his last deck, which is a Druid, and Druid has to beat Paladin, Mage, and of course the mirror match of the Druid as well. But hey, Dethelor has a coup available, so yeah, he only needs to beat 2 of the 3 classes, but he needs to decide at the start of every game.
Oh gosh, that's so awful. What a position to be in. You know, Druid has been the other deck that's been really crushing everything else though. So if there is a deck I feel like I can come from 3 behind, it's like Mage I would definitely put up there, but Druid, I mean, it's right up there as well. If you put together some 3 strong starts, that is very often going to be 3 wins.
Sure. And it's one of the decks that can do it too, right?
Yeah, for sure. It's just so strong, and then Force of Nature Savage Roar is just so brutal.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like
But
there's never a way to play around it ever.
Yeah, but didn't we say that Lifecoach wasn't prepared for this aggressive, all these aggressive decks? Seems like he's doing a pretty good job.
Well, we said that, and then I found out he had a second copy of Lay on Hands in his Paladin deck.
Mm-hmm.
And that certainly is a bit more preparation than I would have anticipated. Of course, if there's going to be someone who runs 2 copies of Lay on Hands, it's going to be Lifecoach. He had a Nourish in his Druid deck that we saw earlier.
Yeah,
Like,
does let those draw threes.
Drive Coach is all about drawing cards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's an interesting style that it's getting rewarded. I mean, he also won. He also went to the winners brackets, right? Of this tournament. So coming from
Yep.
losers here, he's having a strong showing. It's No, I want to say not a surprise, but oh, we do see a coup here.
Yeah, I mean, Druid, you don't want to go against Paladin with it. That's like one of the things you don't want to do, I think. So to see him coup that is not, I mean, it's not like a surprise. But now he has to fight against Druid and he has to fight against Mage. And I think Lifecoach is going to go with Druid first. But Lifecoach is also sort of the guy that likes to just kind of go for the throat.
Yeah.
When he sees the window of opportunity, he takes it.
Yeah. Not often though. Often he just wants to, hold back and gather his resources to kind of like, make really, really valuable trades. But I can see that happening sometimes.
It's a matter of what he chooses to queue up next. I think he's going to queue up Druid.
Yeah. Why not? I mean, Mech Mage against the token Druid is also not bad, especially if playing mirror entities. So.
Oh, that's right. He has the mirror entities in there too.
Yeah, I think mirror entity against the token Druid or the fast Druid rather with double combo is actually super strong because they can't really play around it. All their minions are very high quality.
It's tough to play around mirror entity in that, like when you just have a bunch of minions that are kind of fitting the curve.
That's why you need to play ready for action.
That's the last minion you want to give him. Are you kidding me? Gold Shard Footman's so good.
That's true. It's funny because like one of the games I played in ladder, it was the mirror match, and I went unstable portal instead, right? So he had mirror entity up and had Dr. Boom and unstable portal. So obviously I don't want to give him 7/7, right? So unstable portal into target dummy, boom, done. Yep, that happened, and then they were just waving back and forth, which is most the hilarious things I've ever seen.
Gosh dang it.
Yeah, but hey, here's this matchup: Mech Mage against the Dethelor's Dethelor's Druid here. Innervate, not a bad card, but over at Lifecoach's side, do you keep the Clockwork Note or just dies the hero power?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you pitch it back.
Right, and then there you go.
Wild Growth and an Innervate in the opening hand. 2 Cogmasters and Snow Chugger for Lifecoach. Wow, this is going to be an explosive start for both of these guys. Hold on. Wow, MC Tech gets picked up straight away too.
That's one of the cards that you want to have against the Mech Mage.
Second Snow Chugger for Lifecoach. Wow, if he's not careful, he's going to get MC Tech really early here.
I think that's going to happen, actually. Well, maybe if Lifecoach draws something like a 3-drop, like a TTT, he would actually play that instead. Yep, Wild Growth going to come down here.
Going to come out. I think a Lifecoach can really, I think a 3-drop can really save Lifecoach from falling into the MC Tech here. He doesn't get it, though, and I would be astonished if he doesn't plow these both onto the board.
Yeah.
And go for the gusto.
Flamer that doesn't hurt your face, and the 2/3 that freezes your opponent's face. Man. Well, he's actually thinking about it, is he? Well, okay. Let's imagine that he's actually thinking about it. It's not going his Lifecoach kind of phase.
Oh, he's definitely thinking about it.
Are you kidding me?
He's in the tank right now.
That is really heads up. Or is it? Because, if he doesn't play the 4th creature, then Dethelor is just going to innovate a Sylvanas, for example, right?
Oh my gosh. This moment is crazy right now.
He's actually considering it. Do I lose if I get MC Tech this turn? That is what is going on through his mind. The answer is... The answer is...
No. Oh, he was so close to it. And you can see the smile on his face. And it's brutally throws in the face. Oh, jeez. Oh, gosh.
No.
Oh, it's a Snow Chugger.
As well. Wow, what a turn. Oh, brutal.
Oh, it hurts.
Oh, it hurts so much.
Lifecoach just looks devastated. He can't Goblin Blast Mage this turn. He has to play Piloted Shredder. But if he plays a Piloted Shredder, does he trade his minions or does he go for face?
Oof. That's the thing that just happened. You have to play Piloted Shredder here. There's a no-brainer. Yeah, even Lifecoach knows that. So now 6 damage to the face, or are you gonna let him kill the Shredder, and then pick off your Cogmasters? That's only 1 attack afterwards. What are you going to do?
I mean, if you attack one, I imagine you're attacking both.
Well, the 3/3 does seem a bit yummier than the 3/2, but yeah, you're right.
5 mana now for Dethelor. He's at 22 after that start.
Oh man, Wrath and also a Innovate Lothar. That is pretty sick turn. Oh,
I'm eating fish all day.
let's see if this Nat Pago's waiting or is he fishing? And
Sorry.
no
sorry.
fish.
No
Sorry about that.
Gosh dang it. I really wanted to go, ha! Caught one.
Maybe next time, but you did it anyways. God damn it, admirable. All right, so double Matitis instead here.
You know, it's interesting to note, too, that we know that Lifecoach is only running 1 copy of Mirror Entity, so if both of these die, there's no consequence if he has a Mirror Entity present while the second one dies. Because remember, he had 1 copy of Mirror Entity earlier.
That's right.
We saw this for sure.
Pago's gonna eat some mushrooms.
No, Pago!
And Todd is gonna come down, and because Lifecoach actually got his early game foiled by the MC tech, his whole aggressiveness is just stopped. It's just stopped, right? Dead in the tracks. Oh my god, that has got to be the worst.
Oh, it's brutal. It hurts.
It does.
Oh, make it stop.
Well, I mean, Dethelor is feeling really, really good right now. Alright, no secret, but I mean, obviously, that's not. You only have 1 copy anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, he's going to
Max is gonna
dismantle
go down.
everything.
Yep.
You definitely play Shade next Ramus here, right? Whoa, he's going to go for face, actually, and not play a minion at all.
Interesting, because of a.
Whoa, I am really surprised by that.
Well, because of the Emir entity, right?
Yeah, you just play Shade, though, right?
But then the Shade actually gets to trade upwards to the Lothab. I don't know, it's actually pretty close. But then if you don't play Shade last turn, then what do you play this turn?
Well, you could have just traded your Lothab. You didn't have to attack for 5.
Yeah. I actually agree with that. So that's kind of weird now. So what do you do now?
Really weird. Exactly. What do you do now?
Oh,
I guess you
just draw a swipe.
I guess you just swipe him and hope that 5 and
then-
5 and 5 and 5 is enough.
And then just go with your previous strategy of like not playing anything, huh? Is he really not playing anything? No.
What the heck? He's literally going to try to kill him with this single Lothab. Lifecoach is out of cards. He's going to wait until he can get a very profitable Mirror Entity, which is just, I am shocked by. And he may pay the price for it. Archmage Antonidas gets drawn for Lifecoach. He's got a Whirling Blades on it and pick up a Fireball. And Dethelor has no way to kill this Archmage right now.
Oh, and of course, if he drops a minion, we know that what that means, right? The minion is actually getting copied. So this might have backfired on Dethelor so much. Oh no, right? I mean, sure, you get Age of Lore and heal yourself a 5, and then Hero Power pops you up to back to what 20, but 12 damage plus 6 is 8. That's not quite, but still, how do you get rid of this Archmage? Archmage is just gonna give 2 fireballs back into the hand.
That's the issue. He has to find a way to actually kill him next turn.
What an annoying issue this
Oh,
is.
it is enough, because if he plays the Ancient Lore and heals to 5,
Yeah,
oh,
it
he has
is.
to trade the Lothab away.
Yeah, but
Oh
still.
my gosh, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, this is. I mean, the Archmage is still gonna stay there. It's not going anywhere. So it's just gonna get 2 more fireballs. He's gonna to draw 2 cards here because he's so desperate.
That's just it.
What?
The game's just over.
Oh man.
I gotta say that this has been a blunder by Dethelor to not trigger this Mirror Entity, and it had to forego basically 2 turns of development to try to find a favorable trigger on this Mirror Entity, and it just, wow, did not happen. Archmage Antonidas. Yeah, I do require, I do require your assistance.
Oh man, thank you, thank you, thank you. Killing the Drew of his own creature. Lifecoach is gonna take the series 3-1 and it's actually gonna advance to the grand finals. One more chance of redemption against Strife Crow.
Wow.
Wow,
Just unbelievable.
interesting.
Food for thought. Sometimes you can't always play around all your opponent's cards. And when you get too fancy, it costs you a lot.
That's right. So yeah, once we get the brackets ready, we're gonna show you back again. We do know that the winners brackets before Strifeco did face against Lifecoach on the left side there, and Strifeco actually won the first one. Now this is redemption time for Lifecoach. Unfortunately for him, this will be a little bit of a hard task because the person coming from the losers bracket was actually gonna start at a 1-game deficit. And how we actually do that thing is that Strifeco is actually gonna get a revive. So what it can actually play one of his Unku decks anytime during the series one more time. So that means effectively Life Coach needs to win 4, and Strife Coach just needs to win 3. Of course, we're going to show that with Strife Coach just starting from 1-0 and it's a best of 7. It's going to be exciting because the first place winner is going to not only get the $2,500 grand prize, but it's also going to have the title of Pinnacle 2, along with, of course, Firebat winning Pinnacle 1. And here's a little sneak teaser, guys. Winning Pinnacles are very important because after 4 Pinnacles, the winners are going to receive something very cool. And with that, we're going to have a very quick break. 5 minutes, guys, while we get Strife Crow and Life Coach set up for this grand finals of Pinnacle 2. You don't want to miss it, guys. We'll be right back.